Hi guys, in this video I want to share with you how I was able to take control of my finances using this very simple yet effective budgeting technique. The first thing to remember when budgeting is that you have to write everything down. You have to write down all your sources of income, your total amount of income, and you also have to write down everything you spend your money on, all your expenses and your outgo. So let's begin. Now, on a piece of paper or a spreadsheet or in a journal, anywhere you're most comfortable, go ahead and write down two different columns. A column of income and a column of outgo expenses. Now in the column of income, you're going to want to write down everything or everywhere you get your money from. So let's just say if you have a job or you get a salary or wages, you want to write down job, wages, and write down exactly how much you're bringing in after taxes, take home cash. Okay, for example purposes, I'm going to go ahead and write $1,500 for job wages, $1,500. Now let's just say you have a different stream of income, a side hustle or an online business. You're going to want to write down that also. I'm going to go ahead and write down side hustle or online business. $700. Now, this is the income after taxes. $1,500 plus $700. That comes out to $2,200. Okay, and that's going to be the income. Now that we've taken care of that, we go into the outgo or expenses column and write down everything that you spend your money on. So outgo expenses, the first thing I have here is rent or housing or mortgage. I have $500. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. Next, I have internet. $50. Electricity. $60 a month. My phone bill. This is my cell phone bill. $80. Now, as you can see, these are the fixed bills that I get every month. Okay, these don't really vary. The electricity might vary a couple dollars here and there, but this is stuff that I get billed every single month. There's no escaping it. Let's put gas, transportation, if you take the bus or gas. $100. Barber. We all go to the barber, so $40. As you can see, I'm writing down all the details. I'm not letting anything slip my attention. Okay. The gym. I personally go to the gym, so this is my monthly membership fee, $50. Supermarket. I have $100 a month at the supermarket. Food. $200 a month. Now the $200 a month, this is what I spend on food Monday through Friday, lunch and dinner. I don't really eat breakfast. I just don't like to eat in the morning. So this does not include the weekends. This is Monday through Friday, lunch and dinner. I spend about $200 on food. What else? We have the car. $250. car insurance. About 75. Now for you bad drivers out there, that might be a little bit higher. Okay. Restaurant and recreation or entertainment. Restaurant. About $200 at restaurants a month. Recreation, movies, stuff like that, about $100 a month. And clothes. I spend $100 a month on clothes. This is including shoes. I like to, wearing different clothes helps me stay in a good mood. So I permit myself to spend about $100 a month on clothes. Now, what you're gonna wanna do is add these things up, okay? I've already calculated it. After adding all these things up, my monthly outgo or expenses comes out to $1,880. $1,880. Now, to find out if you have a positive cash flow at the end of the month, what you want to do is take the total monthly income and take the total monthly expenses and subtract them from each other, and that'll tell you if you have a positive cash flow at the end of the month and how much. So here we would take 2,200 and then 1,880, and the difference is $320. Okay, now that I've established how much money I have left over at the end of the month, it's up to me to decide where I want to cut back on some expenses if I want to increase this. Okay, and this is where budgeting comes in actually. So let's go ahead and look. There are some things, like I said, that you really can't mess with. Rent, internet, electricity, phone. Those things you really can't touch because there's no escaping the rent, there's no escaping the electric bill. You're gonna pay those every month. So those are fixed bills that you pay every month. So where I think a lot of people can save money on, and everyone's different, maybe one thing would be food. Now, it would be a good idea maybe to buy some food at the supermarket, prepare it at home and take it with you to work. That would be a good idea to save some money. Maybe buying from a value menu instead of eating at more expensive places for lunch and dinner during the week. That would be one way that you can save some money on food. So let's just say we did a combination of those two and we were able to cut back, $50. Another thing that we could do is look at how much we're spending at the supermarket. Now, are you spending your money on chips, soda, and junk food, or is it stuff you really need? That's one thing that can help you cut back on money, expenses. Another thing you can do is maybe start using coupons. I know in the beginning, it might sound silly, but in the beginning you have to do whatever you can to really get a positive cash flow and get some extra money saved up. So another way, if you don't want to use coupons, is maybe if you start shopping in bulk, maybe at Costco or somewhere like that, that'll really help you cut back on supermarket expenses. Let's just say even if it's $30 a month, we save another $30 a month. Okay? So already on food, we save $50, and at the supermarket, we save $30. So that's $80 a month we're saving. That increases my positive cash flow to $400. What's another thing that we can save money on? It probably could be restaurant and recreation. Now everybody's different. A lot of my recreation is at restaurants. I like to eat out a lot. I have some hobbies where I do sports and stuff like that. That doesn't really cost me anything to go out and run, go play basketball. That doesn't really cost me anything. So personally, me, where I would save some money was if I ate out less. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that have that same, that share that same problem. If they ate out less, they would save a lot more money. Recreation, movie theaters, maybe not buy so much popcorn and soda, stuff like that. So it's up to you to really decide where you would be able to tweak your budget and save a little bit more money. Everybody's different. Everybody's got their hobbies that they like to do. Everybody's got things that make them feel good that they have to do. So you have to really see what works for you. So in general, again, write down all your income, write down all your expenses in detail. That'll give you the two totals, and you want to find out the difference to see if you have a positive cash flow. In the beginning, you're going to want to get yourself to have a positive cash flow. That's very important. Now, how are you going to know how much you're spending on food, how much you're spending at restaurants? Well, the thing is every time you go out, you're going to have to write it down. If you wait till the end of the month to write it down, you're going to forget. It's not going to be accurate. At the end of the month, it's going to take a lot longer to budget out your expenses. So really, you should note things as you pay, as you go along. And what you'll find out is that we're really creatures of habit. We spend our money on the same things. We're habitual creatures. So it gets really easy when you find a pattern on what you spend your money on, and you can dial in on how you can cut money back. So you're going to have to write things down at least weekly, but if you wait till the end of the month, it's not going to be that accurate. So now that you've done your budgeting, you know where you're going to cut back money on, you know how much your expenses are, you know how much your income is, and how much you have coming in as a positive cash flow. Now what you want to do is you want to find out, okay, so what should I do with this extra money? Why am I saving this money? I mean, the why is very important. Why am I saving this money? Why do I want to have extra money, and what am I going to do with it? Well, the financial experts advise that in the beginning, you should at least save up 6 months of your expenses. So if these expenses, if this was about, let's just round up to $2,000 a month, you're going to want to save up at least 6 months of expenses in your bank account. This will help you for emergencies, if somebody gets sick, if you get laid off. It's really important to have 6 months of an emergency fund somewhere that's very accessible and liquid cash. Another thing that experts advise on is to not just keep your money in the bank because of inflation. Inflation goes up at a rate of 2% a year. So if you just leave the money in the bank, you're actually losing 2% a year due to inflation. Now, I know in the beginning, you know, as you learn, you're going to keep your money in the bank, which is fine. Everyone does it. But just keep in mind, in the long term, you're going to want to put that money to work so you don't lose that 2% inflation. Another thing that the financial experts advise is to start investing. Let's just say you have $300, $400 a month that's now freed up. It would be wise to maybe open up a low-fee index fund and start investing every month. Even if you don't invest a large amount in the beginning, even if you can start saving, putting in the investment fund account $100, $200 a month, it will really pay off in the long term because of compound interest. And the great thing is, as you learn more about investing in low index funds and about the stock market, you'll start playing around and start saving more money just to invest, because you'll see how the compound interest really helps you save money quicker and faster. This is how I was able to take control of my finances. The very first thing I did is I started writing everything down, every little detail. I wrote down how much money I was making exactly. I wrote down exactly where all my money was going. I found out how much money was left over at the end of the month, and I tweaked my budget a little bit so that I can save a little bit more at the end of the month. And what I did personally, I used that money to start an online business, because in the beginning, an online business, you need an initial amount to buy inventory with any business. And that's what I did in the beginning. The income from the online business gave me a lot of breathing room. And I really encourage people to somehow start creating a positive cash flow so that they can do things with their money, like invest, start an online business, and just have just that extra money at the end of the month will mentally and physically, psychologically make you feel better. It'll give you some breathing room. You'll be a lot less stressed, and which is why a lot of people, like to save money. So that's it for me today, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like and comment, and see you next time.